Governor Gavin Newsom this year is opting out of giving a State of the State speech to the legislature, a break in California tradition that dates back to the 1940s. For the last several decades, governors of the state have traditionally given the State of the State address from the Assembly chamber inside the state capitol. Newsom instead is hitting the road, and he'll tour the state next week to roll out a series of policy announcements. He'll then recap them in a letter to the legislature to fulfill his constitutional requirement.
I think it would be something that would be beneficial to see all of our elected officials together for this annual tradition.
Chris McKaylee is an adjunct professor at the McGeorge School of Law and longtime California lobbyist.
Remember, we have 120 legislators. Those are a lot of districts to visit. Clearly, some folks are going to be left out.
I think it's a missed opportunity.
Republican Assemblyman Tom Lackey says Newsom's decision represents a divide between state lawmakers and the governor.
I'm not saying that that's the intention of the governor, but he needs to understand the sensitivity of that issue.
The State of the State address is specifically meant to be an engagement between the governor and the legislature. We have heard some complaints from some state lawmakers who say the governor has not fully communicated or collaborated with those in the legislature, but Assembly Speaker Anthony Rendon shot down any suggestion there might be tension between the two branches of government.
Not at all a sign of tension between us at all.
How would you respond to those who say, this address is meant to engage the legislature, it's not happening in a traditional way? Is there a fraction, between the two bodies, the executive branch and the legislative branch?
I would say that the only thing that's required for a State of the State from the governor by the Constitution is sort of like a letter. What we've done traditionally goes above and beyond, and this is even, I think, a greater effort on behalf of the governor to go out and to see people's districts and see all the work that we're doing.
In his first term in office, Governor Newsom delivered the State of the State in the traditional way in the Assembly chamber for the first 2 years. When the pandemic hit, he live streamed the speech from an empty Dodgers stadium. And last year, he gave a brief address in the state's Natural Resources building in Sacramento. Where exactly he'll go for his statewide tour is still to be announced. At the state capitol, Ashley Zavala, KCRA 3 News.
So Newsom's tour will run March 16th through the 19th. It will start in Northern California and then end in Southern California, and that's coming from his office.